Hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a December 2022 reading for the sign of Leo. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Glad you stopped by, and if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. And let's begin by asking, what does Leo need to know for December 2022? Oops, too many cards. What kind of message does Leo need to hear for December 2022? Kind of started off there really strong. So there's something. Guess I haven't reached those cards yet, huh? Yeah. What does Leo need to hear for December 2022? Okay. Cards of advice, and then we'll jump right into it. The advice for this message, please. Whoa. The advice for this message. One more. One more. Okay. There we go. Let's start, shall we? Wow, Three of Diamonds, Eight of Clubs. Might be trying to make a decision right now. The Three of Diamonds talks about there being some kind of uncertainty, or I was almost going to say lack of clarity around finances. Some kind of decision with money. And it looks like you are, with the Eight of Clubs, trying to make a decision there. It's a very active energy because it's kind of saying the same thing twice, you know what I mean? Eight of Clubs also talks about maybe you have a fixed idea about finances or the money, where it's supposed to go. Ace of Hearts. So you're also embarking on some kind of new start, not necessarily in finances, but in general. But very important to note here that you're going in the direction of your heart, what you truly desire. Does look like it has to do with finances. It could be, again, like allocating money, spending money, maybe how you make money. It could be any of those things. Seven of Clubs, you're feeling trapped somehow. Something is not suiting your purposes, which I think is very fitting for the new start and trying to make a decision. Something has like reached a dead end. It could be a dead end job, for example. Something that's just not working in your financial life. I keep feeling there's a strong connection to finances. That's why I keep referring to that. Ten of Hearts, very interesting. I'm going to tell you something right here. So you have the new start with the Ace of Hearts. The Ten of Hearts is about reaching your ultimate happiness. It's about celebrations, about everything going really well, especially emotionally, and could have impact on relationships. The Ten of Hearts in general is spending time with family and friends, and all of those relationships being in complete, utter harmony. The Ten represents like a major cycle. It's almost like you've gone through something here. You've reached the dead end. You've reached the end of, I'm tired of this circumstance. You're trying to follow more of your desires, your heart again. And it's ultimately, this is where it's leading you, or this is your goal, and you're quite aware of that. Like up until this point, maybe you haven't followed your heart. You've done things or acted in a way, whatever this is relevant to. I'm not sure if this is career or not. There's not a real strong indication to me. But whatever it was, you weren't following your heart in the past. Maybe you were doing things to please other people, or what you thought you were supposed to be doing. Ace of Diamonds, yes, you're looking to bump up your finances. This is like a central theme here, because I was feeling very strongly this is about that. This is a confirmation you're in the beginnings of figuring out how to make your income grow, how to make your net worth grow, your assets, your resources. This is exciting. Seven of Hearts. Looks like you had some disappointment in the past with that. Coming out with the Ace of Diamonds, I think you're let down in some way. Maybe you've had some financial losses even. It could mean a variety of things, honestly. It could be that you had business ideas, let's say in the past, that didn't work out and they led to disappointment. It could mean that you chose jobs or professions, career paths that didn't work out as you had pictured them, like you had set yourself up for a strong financial future and it just didn't happen. The seven does talk about internal experiences, so whatever it was, it emotionally affected you pretty badly. It might have discouraged you for a while, even. Yes, things are up in the air here. But the Joker, the black and white Joker is also the Fool card. So the Fool energy, I've heard some tarot readers say this. This is actually another kind of indication of a new start, because the Fool's journey is starting from the beginning and not knowing what lies ahead. But to me, it's also about not. It can mean, let's put it that way. It can mean that you're not expecting. How do I say this? You're not expecting something that's coming your way. It's kind of like being taken by surprise, blindsided, those kinds of things, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing, no. Again, with that Joker energy, and I'm sorry, my phone is ringing in the next room if you can hear that. I'm not going to get up to answer it. Obviously, I just started this reading. I thought I turned the ringer down. But the energies around you are still very up in the air. So I think there's things stirring. You're getting kind of stirred up, maybe revved up for these new starts. Two of Clubs. Twos talk about harmony and balance. And in this case, you need some kind of communication to occur. There needs to be some clarity in communication. It's probably been very unstable. Not sure who the communication would be with. Maybe it's communicating your ideas to a spouse, a partner, somebody who would be affected by these ideas. Or I'm also looking at the new starts. Maybe you need to talk to somebody about helping you begin these new starts. Maybe it's a business partner, somebody who potentially could help you launch a new idea. Or if you're not going into business for yourself, I do want to emphasize, I'm not sure which way it's going. Maybe it's about going into a new field and somebody helping you work up to that, where you could actually use somebody's expertise that's already doing the kind of work that you want to be doing. That kind of thing. It's collaborating, it's mentoring, it's getting advice. Four Clubs, well, things are very stable in your home life, though. Things are very secure here. So it's not like you're on the edge of bankruptcy and you're desperate and you're trying to reach out and really turn your life around. It's not that kind of energy. This is about being stable in your home life, but not being satisfied. Not being satisfied. Feeling trapped. Things are not going anywhere. Definite need for you to increase the finances, increase the income. You desire more abundance in some manner. And again, you're trying to decide how to accomplish that. Perhaps you are, like most of us, you're working a 40-hour week and you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I pursue this other thing while I have this full-time job? It's very difficult. It's something I've actually been facing myself recently. This YouTube channel is just one of the things I want to pursue on the side, but I also have to work. And I only have so many hours in a day and only so much energy to put into it. Anything else you can tell me about Leo's situation here? Wow, 3 of Clubs, that just popped right out. So there's a little bit of struggle. with whatever's going on here, with the decision to be made, with these new starts, and feeling like you definitely have to make a change because you're feeling trapped. Your ultimate goal, I keep looking at this on the side, is fantastically wonderful, and it's about happiness. I'm not seeing like the big, oh, I want a shitload of money kind of card. I'm seeing like you just want to be happy. You want this celebration, this sense of peace, and I think along with that is going to be the abundance that you're truly looking for. It's not just about what you have in your bank account. Abundance can come in many different forms. I don't think money is always the answer to our happiness either. I mean, it could be a big part of it because, let's be honest, the reality check is we need a certain level of income or money that we have available, whatever form that takes, to have a stable, secure lifestyle in the world that we live in. For most people, now there are exceptions to the rules. There's people that go off and can live in the wilderness and be quite content that way and make it work, but the majority of us are used to a certain lifestyle. We're used to certain creature comforts. I'm going to go ahead and look at your cards of advice. Yes, changes here in your finances. This is about the change is coming about due to a settlement or an exchange of some sort. Now, usually when I see this, I'll be honest, this is usually about some kind of negotiation and a settlement, like a legal thing. Like a divorce, for example. Maybe you are separating from somebody, and as a result, there's going to be some kind of finances that are divided up. Accounts, whatnot. It could also be like you were, let's say, rear-ended by somebody and there's an insurance settlement. Perhaps somebody's just going to settle with you to stay out of court. It's not, again, the huge windfall card, but there is some kind of change in your finances, definitely, on the way if it's not already here. The Jack of Spades, you're a little bit suspicious. This is the card of not sure if you can trust somebody. It could also represent a younger water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Maybe the person who rear-ended you, for example, is a younger water sign. You may not know their sign necessarily, but for the person or the sign I'm reading for, I do interpret this as there being some kind of agenda on that person's side, so it could work both ways. If somebody you're involved in a legal thing, a legal situation, they have their own agenda, and it's hidden, and it's not always kind. On the other side of that, if you're not dealing with a person, it's you feeling a little distrustful. Yeah, not sure where that energy's coming from though. The Six of Clubs, this is nice. This is the personal growth card. Options and opportunities here for you to grow personally. Pretty much across the board in any area of your life. Certainly financially, but also mentally, emotionally, spiritually. How I'm interpreting this advice so far, changes are coming your way. There's going to be some kind of exchange. I was also hearing exchange for services. It's going to start changing your financial situation. Also, it's going to open up new opportunities and options for growth, new doors to walk through that are going to help you along your path in whatever way that speaks to you. The Eight of Hearts is excellent. This is the card of socializing, spending time with family and friends. It's also the card potentially meeting somebody very special. My caveat for this is the special someone doesn't have to be romantic. It could be just somebody who's going to be significant in your life down the road. A close friendship, an ally, a business partner, somebody who becomes part of your family. But certainly romance is on the table as well. But that's the socializing card. So Whatever changes are coming down the road, you're being encouraged to socialize. The suspicion here could be your present state of mind, like your distrustful things in general. I'm not getting a lot of history with this. Like, if you did just come out of a relationship, maybe you're kind of wearing this kind of energy right now, just not trusting people. It may be asking you to drop that because you need to socialize more and get out there and mingle, and invite these new opportunities for growth in whatever form they take. That's just one scenario I'm kind of feeling with that, okay? Again, you could be dealing with a younger water sign. That could just kind of be somebody that fits that description for you. Any more cards of advice? There has to be more cards of advice for Leo. We usually have more pop out. 7 of Spades. So some kind of truth was revealed to you. There's a lot of 7s out here. I think we have all of them except one. This one talks about finding out something. Perhaps you found out something from somebody else or about somebody else. It could also be something you found out about yourself. Information coming to the surface. In situations where it deals with somebody else, it could also talk about separations from people. Because there's an energy of things being removed. Whether what's being removed is the veil of truth, to use a metaphor, like the truth is underneath, the veil is removed, and then the truth comes out, right? It's that kind of thing. Or it could be somebody being removed from your life. Okay, more cards of advice, please. I mean, you could also interpret it as somebody who needs to be removed from your life that you know of. Maybe that's somebody who's kind of holding you back. King of Hearts. You could be dealing with a... I'm trying to remember what the hearts. Actually, I haven't had this come up a lot lately. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. That Spades was more of a air energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This was the water sign. Duh. Sorry, I get those too confused sometimes. I'm very sorry with the air signs and the water signs. I'm just not as familiar with them personally. I think that's why I get it hung up in my brain. Air sign. The Jack of Spades could be an air sign you're dealing with. This could be the water sign. The Aquarius. I mean, not Aquarius. Duh. I'm really blowing it. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. You could have this in your chart. It could be that you're taking control of your emotional life here, or some kind of emotional aspect in your life. I see the Kings as being very controlling and domineering, in the sense that they really step up to the plate. But the King of Hearts is a very loving, kind energy. It's also the kind of the fatherly figure card. So it's not domineering in the sense of somebody trying to control you. You know what I mean? You could have a strong father figure in your life that may be somebody you can rely upon, or somebody who's helping you through this process. What other cards of advice can you give me for Leo and these new starts? You know, that King figure could be somebody who could help you with these new starts, actually. It just occurred to me. Because we were looking down here of communication that needs to happen. Maybe that's the person that needs to step up and you need to communicate with. The Two of Spades. Ouch. Okay, so quite opposite from what I was just saying. I think the split is with that King of Hearts. You have some kind of, I'm going to say, dominating water energy that you are done with. The Two of Spades doesn't go back. It can be just a friend or a colleague. This doesn't have to be romantic. But there's somebody stepping out with the Two of Spades. And like I said, it doesn't usually retract. It could be just telling me that Well, no, we're looking at your advice here. Because I would say, maybe that's something that just happened to you, but I don't know. Because I also just said, with the Seven of Spades, there may be somebody you need to remove from your life. That could be it. The King of Hearts. Oh, by the way, kings and queens, we're not looking at genders. So we're not looking at male. Could be female. A female water sign. And now we have the Queen of Clubs. You know, the last, like, 5, I think, or 6 readings I've done, she comes out always in the advice. And I'm feeling like it's a very strong message for everyone right now, obviously, because she just shows up. She just shows up. She's a power and authority figure in the sense that she's a queen, but she's not as nearly as in your face as that king. She's also a fire sign. This could be you, Leo, or a Sagittarius or Aries. It's just very interesting because I know I said this actually in the last reading I did, which was, what was it? Who did I just finish? Was it Gemini? No, it wasn't Gemini, but it was like a completely different sign. And I was saying the same thing, that the Queen of Clubs always comes up in advice. I don't know. You know, I'm a fire sign. Maybe this represents me. Maybe that's why I'm always coming out in the advice. I don't know. That's kind of a crazy interpretation. But if you do know another fire sign that fits kind of this queen energy, again, not necessarily controlling, she's actually very supportive and generous and still has a lot of guidance to offer you. But I do strongly feel that whoever is represented by this king, again, the water sign, that's done. That's done. If it's not already over, it should be. The queen, though, remains. The queen remains. Yeah. I'm going to ask for one more card. Because ending on that queen is just like I said, that's kind of a thing that I have going on. Every reading I do, the queen comes out. That's not really a message for you. I mean, it is in a sense, but the Six of Hearts. Very exciting because with the Eight of Hearts we have over here on this end, now and I was feeling I should wrap it up here. This is on your other end. It's kind of bookending your advice. Options and opportunities in relationships. Again, remember I said there's a potential for you to meet somebody special if you get out there and socialize. That's going to bring in the support, the friendship, dare I say, even the romance that perhaps you're looking for. The road is clear for relationships, this card says. You're not carrying around any baggage. You're not tied down with some emotional mess that you still have to deal with, especially if you're not in a relationship. Now, if you are in a relationship, obviously you're not looking to meet somebody, but you could be looking to meet a business partner or just meet that person who's going to help you with these new starts. I keep going back to the new starts because it seems like I'm getting the sense you haven't started yet. You're at the beginning and you're sitting there. I keep getting that sensation. And the Eight of Clubs kind of confirms that. You're still trying to make this decision. Maybe with the Three of Diamonds, there's some money to be invested to get started, and maybe that's what you're sitting on the fence about. But you got some very good positive things here. It's like everything is set up for you to get started, Leo. Everything is here to get set up. It's just about you making up your mind. And Leos can be very decisive. I know that for a fact. So it's not like you have trouble making decisions, but something is like not clear for you at this time. Again, I'm going to reiterate down here, there's some kind of communication needs to happen because it's causing some kind of struggle with this whole process. And things are up in the air. Things are up in the air, right? And you're feeling like you're not sure what's ahead because of that Fool energy, but things are set up very nicely here, especially with this Ten of Hearts. This is exceptionally fine direction that you're going. Yeah. And I really do think there's an emphasis on socializing for some reason, like whatever form. That doesn't mean like go out to parties. I mean, it can be that, especially because we're in the holidays. But I think you've been kind of in this distrusting energy. I think that's why that Jack popped out. I don't think it's really an air sign. Again, I do want to apologize that these spades are air signs, and I don't know why my brain doesn't get it straight, but I've been struggling with that, and I've been using how long have I been using these cards, and I still get them mixed up. But this King of Hearts, this connection, this relationship is done. It's completed, and that may, you know what? When I say that, it kind of sounds ominous, but it might be a very positive thing for you. Like, good, it's finally done. It's finally out there. And it's over. But changes are coming in your finances here, and I don't know, still work on this decision that you're trying to make, which way to go possibly with your ideas. I'm going to wrap it up there. If you need to see the next reading, go ahead and hit subscribe and notifications. And if you'd like to check out the past playlist, I do have a Leo playlist on my channel. If it hasn't already popped up in the right hand corner, it will. And I will see you again soon. Take care until I do.